If you want some more capability out of your 2024 or newer Tacoma and want some more personality from your 2.4 liter, this MagnaFlow Overland Series single exhaust system with the side exit and turn down tailpipe will be a great choice to consider. Now, starting off with the sound of the system, as you heard from the sound clip, this will offer a much deeper tone out of your 4-cylinder without being obnoxious or raspy. So I am putting this right in the middle of the loudness meter at 3 out of 5, with 1 being stock and 5 being Wake the Neighbors loud. Now, in addition to the sound, the options of this system really make it stand out, offering you the choice to switch back and forth between a stylish tailpipe, as you can see here, and a high clearance turn down option for when you're hitting the dirt, making it great if you already have that hybrid lifestyle and want a high quality exhaust system that's gonna match it. The biggest feature out of this system has to be the options that you get with this system, either the high clearance design that will give you some additional ground clearance compared to other systems, or the sharp look with a very sporty tip on the back that will pop out for a more finished exhaust appearance. Now, that will allow you to add some style to your truck, but also have some peace of mind that if you are going off-road, you can simply swap it out within a matter of minutes to gain a lot more capability and avoid any damage to the well-built system that you invested in. Now, aside from performance, the rich tone that this offers will also bring a lot of personality to the 2.4 liter, deepening it for a more aggressive feel while sparing you all of the excessive volume if you only want to hear the exhaust when you get on it, and that's basically it for a more comfortable driving experience. Now, that comfort is thanks to MagnaFlow's NDT resonator or no drone technology, which will use their quarter wave passive noise cancellation, which is going to deaden the drone that you would otherwise hear, keeping you much more comfortable inside of your truck. Now, this will be made of a full stainless steel construction to hold up very well against rust over time. The tubing will also be mandrel bent, creating a smooth flow of air for better efficiency and, of course, sound than the factory system. This will also come with everything that you need in order to bolt this straight up to the factory locations with factory-style hangers and clamps. Now, this will come in at about $1,400, which will be on the higher end of the spectrum for an exhaust system. Now, choosing a system does come down to a couple of different factors, but what I will say is that you don't have to do much choosing, considering the exhaust is both performance-driven and style-driven thanks to the option in tips, in addition to using a longer-lasting material for whatever climate that you may be in or adventure to. Now, most systems won't be able to offer that for your truck, so it will leave you choosing which system is best for you. But if you truly have that hybrid driving style and don't want to or can't choose between the two, this is going to be a great compromise for you. Now, install here will be a lighter 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and it should only take about 2 hours or so to get the job done with some fairly basic hand tools. Now, at this point, I'm going to pass you over to one of our installers. They're going to show you how to bolt this system up step by step, whether you're doing this at home yourself or you're just curious about the install. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into it.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact, short extension, 15, 14 deep, and 14 swivel socket, and an exhaust hanger tool. All right, today we're going to be installing an exhaust on our Tacoma, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to start taking our factory exhaust off by working at the back and working our way forward. So we have our first flange here that's right in front of our rear axle. We're going to grab our impact and 14mm socket and take these 2 nuts off. All right, now that those are off, this will allow us to remove our tailpipe. All right, so we're gonna grab our exhaust hanger tool and pull this isolator off. And this should allow us to remove our tailpipe section. So we just have a couple hangers to hold our tailpipe section on. So we're gonna grab our exhaust hanger tool and pop our first one off here at the flange. All right, and we just have our hanger in the rear here. Just support your exhaust. And you can pull the tail section out. Next, we're gonna come up to our next flange. So this is in front of our main muffler. We have 2 spring bolts here. Same thing, impact and 14mm socket. Take those 2 out. Now that those are out, we have 3 hangers on our muffler that we'll take off. All right, so we have our one hanger in the rear and then we have two in the front of the muffler. So we're gonna use our hanger tool and pop them off. Just make sure you are supporting the exhaust because it will fall. All right, and we just take our two in the front off and set this aside. All right, now that we have our factory exhaust off, we're gonna get our first new pipe in. So we have our front flange pipe. We're just gonna set up over our flange and we're just gonna loosely install our factory spring bolts. Just leave them loosely installed and you can just let this hang until we get our muffler section on. All right, now we're gonna get our muffler section on. You'll see the two hangers and we already have one of our clamps on here. All the clamps are the same size, so it doesn't matter. We're just gonna pop our factory isolators off and just slide them onto our muffler first. Just makes it a little bit easier. We're gonna put it on our hangers first and then bring our pipe up and slide it on. All right, now we have our over the axle pipe. So we're just gonna take that and feed it up over. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna pop our isolators off and slide them onto the exhaust first. Now you have one hanger here and one hanger here. Just makes it easier because the hangers on the exhaust are a little bit wider, so it's just a little bit harder to slide them on. All right, now we can feed it into our muffler and then onto our factory hangers. All right, now here's where you have the option. Now you do have the overland tip. So if you would want that, you would slide that over, put it on the hanger. That's where you get a lot of ground clearance here. In our case, we are going to put the actual tip on. So this, we have our clamp already over. We're gonna slide that up into our over the axle pipe and then into our hanger here. Slide that all the way on. All right, and now we're gonna go to the front and start tightening and adjusting as we needed, working our way backwards. All right, now we're gonna start at the front at our flange pipe. So we have our impact, short extension, and a 14mm swivel. We're gonna tighten down both our spring bolts. We're gonna go back and forth just to make sure that they tighten down evenly. All right, so now we have our clamps at the front and back of our mufflers. So we're gonna grab our impact and 15mm socket and tighten those down. All right, and lastly, we just have our clamp for our tip. So same thing, impact and 15mm socket. And that wraps up our install of our MagnaFlow Overland Series single exhaust system with the side exit and turn down for our 2024 and newer Tacoma. And remember, for everything Tacoma, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.